was talking to my friend Dennis, my coworker, today, and he's like, "So what's this podcast you guys do?" I was like, "Oh, it's called Guitar Friends," and he's like, "Oh, you should just talk about like guitars and code." And I was like, "No, man."
Why did he jump to code? Like,
Well,
with
because
us?
we're software developers.
Okay, but he knows like
It's not called Code Friends.
that's a good
Yeah,
point.
I mean,
He just thought like you're the code guy, so like anywhere you go, you talk about code.
yeah.
Huh?
Don't I though?
Well,
No, I don't.
I feel like around us, you don't like talking about code because it's like this is your time off from
yeah.
work.
yeah.
You
We're
know?
more talking about string gauges.
Yeah,
Tunings.
and
Tunings.
periphery.
Yeah.
Periphery. Did you listen to Periphery?
I listened to the other one, Day
Day Shell.
Shell.
Ooh.
First couple songs, angry, very angry.
Super heavy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good though. It puts you in a mood. Like you might not be in that
Like
mood.
you want to punch stuff.
Yeah, but
mood?
now you're like feeling aggressive.
Speaking of heavy, what are you guys playing?
I know. Look at that.
This
thing.
is like a new acquisition to the.
To the Harley Benton.
Look at that. Here.
The pool of Harley Bentons has grown.
All right. Why not?
So you have this guitar here.
That's the Sir.
This is the Sir
that's
Modern
the Sir thing.
This is Matt's, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Matt Revere's. Yeah.
And
And that's like the cheapest guitar Sir makes.
oh, is it really?
Yeah. It's like the satin finish. Like,
Really, that's
Yeah.
surprising.
And so I saw that guitar in Reverb, and I was like, "Well, dang,
The similarities are striking.
yeah."
I mean,
He
not
has
really.
there's a block of wood back
yeah,
here.
Pretty
So
much they're only similar in general modern shape and blackness. The neck is a different material,
No,
right?
the
It's a
neck is-
rosewood
yeah, the
painted
neck is-
headstock.
All
That
right.
one's reversed with
All
with
right.
maple.
All right.
You know,
I meant
this
like,
one's a trim, no trim. I mean, I guess the effect.
I saw that guitar and I was like, "Ooh, that has that same vibe."
It's the vibe.
it does have
It's
a
the
vibe.
vibe.
They both have stainless steel frets.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
That's
How
not-
does that split work? Suze? Like, does that clean up well?
It doesn't split. Oh, like the. It's got EMG pickups in it. They're
Yeah.
good.
Are they very, very loud? The pickups?
No, they're not crazy.
Okay.
The Harley Benton. So, the other guitar that I had on a previous podcast that had active pickups in it, those pickups were so hot they were unusable.
Yeah.
You said that your interface couldn't go low enough. right?
The Arturia Mini Fuse 2,
Yeah.
even with like the line input,
Yeah.
right? So not the
was
guitar
still-
input, the
still
line
clipping.
input all the way down. It was clipping the
It
preamp.
was assaulting the front of that thing.
Yeah.
Let's hear your like that one, John. That's just and this is just a standard like Sir. I think what they call these. It's a modern, but I think it's called a satin finish modern or something. I mean, it
Sounds
sounds pretty
pretty
good.
That's great.
Sounds a little less metal, a little more like hard rock 80s to me. Those pickups.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's what you would want in a
But yeah. I think this guitar plays excellent. I haven't even set it up yet. I literally just put new strings on
yeah.
it.
I like roasted necks.
The roasted maple neck and fretboard are
Yeah, they look fancy. They always look fancy.
they're very like smooth, comfortable to play.
Yeah.
And it feels like everybody has it now. It used to be like a real premium feature. Now you see it all over the price scale.
Yeah, even
Yeah.
cheap Fenders
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Squires.
Yeah.
They're just cooking
Well,
stuff.
am I right in thinking that like, okay, guitar community, you can't use rosewood anymore. Find something else to use.
No, I think you can
And
use
baked maple kind of. I feel like maybe it's a coincidence that those two things happen somewhat
Can you not use
simultaneously.
rosewood at all, or is it that
It's
you
very
can't-
special
you can't ship them
circumstances.
between,
Yeah,
right? It's on that
Limited.
sites list, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes it more difficult. Yeah, they're looking for other stuff. They are looking, I think, for other stuff other than maple. But I mean, I bet there's a reason they like it too. One, they probably don't have to tint it. They probably can like roast it in a way.
Yeah, it's like unfinished, but still looks finished.
Yeah.
And then just the raw wood has a nice feel to it.
Yeah, and then everyone starts doing it, and then eventually it's like, we need it too.
Right.
You know, it's just a trend.
But I feel like I feel like the first time I ever saw a baked maple was on like high-end Sir guitars.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too, yeah.
Now it's everywhere.
Yeah, I don't think they're trying to take the... I mean, it seems like a different thing to me than like... Like, I wouldn't mistake that for rosewood. And I still see them using... There's another wood they use. They're using... not ebony, but that light wood that they're...
Palfaro?
No, that's a different one. But that's like more of a zebra looking, like brown streak kind of thing. Huh. But yeah, I see them replacing like rosewood boards and stuff. Yeah. And then Squire's using, and Gibson used for a year, and then people got upset about it. It was it's like a fake wood.
Oh yeah.
Like the Squire boards are that I
they're
forget what it's called. Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah. And so they're putting like a maple neck on it, and then just like a fake board.
I think the Tajima guitar that I have has that on it.
Yeah. So I have a Gibson.
Are we still counting that as one of your guitars?
I mean, I own it.
It's there.
It's a guitar. You can plug it in. It makes sound.
Yeah, fair.
So how much was that Harley Benton?
This was used.
Tax and shipping used. It was like $500 and something.
So it's still the most you paid for a Harley Benton.
Yeah, I like that one though.
That's good.
That one. It's cool.
Yeah.
Does it come with this foam?
No.
Just to quieten it on down.
That was like reverse headstock. Not what I seek out in a guitar.
Sure.
But because this string is so long,
yes,
it makes way too much noise when you're playing it.
Oh, interesting.
So you kind of have to. You can hear it.
It does go way the heck back there, huh?
Yeah. And I put this on there because I was like, well, I'm going to need to put some foam on here, but I could still hear it, so I had to do it there too.
Can I give you guys a non-guitar gripe?
Please.
Huh.
My neighborhood is relatively new. It was built... Actually, it's not. I moved into this house about 7 years ago, maybe. 6
Dang, has it been
years
that
ago.
long already?
Yeah.
Wow.
You helped me move in, John.
I did.
You helped me
remember,
move in.
I helped you move in?
You drove out here with me.
Oh, yeah. That's why I ended up here.
Yeah.
I remember this room when it was empty.
Yeah.
It's no longer empty.
It's no longer empty.
What's the opposite?
Full.
Teeming?
This is the opposite.
Yeah.
So the builder...
This.
The builder apparently went back to the city recently. I don't know what's been taking them so long. And they said, hey, we want our $1 million retainer or whatever back, like bond.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing that builders do.
And the city has said, okay. So they came through. I've been in this house 7 years. I think construction ended here at least 4 years ago. I think it's more like 5. But I'm trying not to exaggerate.
Like all the phases were done.
No,
all the
more
houses
homes.
were
There
built.
wasn't one house being built. There was
Right.
one house they just waited. It was like a corner lot over there.
Right.
I think even that was done 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. And the city basically told the builder, wait a minute. You were supposed to put X number of trees in, and we counted, and you're short. And you're also short on shrubs. And the builder is like, okay, we'll throw them in. And now the HOA is like, wait, hang on. We've been in HOA for 5 years. You don't no, please don't come in here and do a bunch of work. You're out. You know what I mean? You were on the HOA. You were the HOA board as the builder.
Right.
But you've handed it over slowly, and now you're completely gone. We've been running this HOA for years now. It didn't matter. The builder hired the landscaping company to just come in. You guys, look out there. These guys are planting trees where no one can see them. It's in the back of my house, behind my yard.
No, there's you walk another 5 feet and you're in
the
wooded area.
They're planting more woods in front of the woods. And now I see them today. Look at the bushes. He's bringing out smaller bushes.
This is to meet the criteria, right?
Is that like an easement area behind your
It's
backyard?
not even an easement. It's just not part of my lot. It's not supposed to be access for anybody. And there's no reason that you would need access to the back of your house. You have access on the side.
Because if you put a fence back here...
If I put a fence, it would be short of that little area.
Look at him. He's carrying the bushes, and he's like... he's looking at the plans at the same time. He's like
making sure it goes in the right
it's like
spot.
another 10 feet. Okay.
So
are you gonna like having those trees back there?
I guess it's fun. I don't care. I mean, they're just trees. Now it means that when
it's like adding a drop. It's like a drop in the bucket, though.
Yeah, I can see 200 trees right now.
Right.
They're going to add
205 trees.
But they're like, we're definitely going to add 15 more trees along this thing.
Yeah.
I can't even walk. If I go into that wooded area, I can't even walk to the little waterway that's back there. Like there's a creek. I can't get there. My kids can get there.
So they could have put those trees anywhere on the whole subdivision.
They have put them on this walkway over here. They put them everywhere you would think to need trees. There's nowhere else to put trees. And now they're behind our house throwing trees where no one can see them. And what's also is weird, they're putting in mulch at the bottom. But the rest of it's in a wooded area. So look now. I don't know if you can see this angle here. There's one tree that's mulched and it's surrounded by a bunch of trees with no mulch because it's the woods.
Yeah.
And now they're adding bushes. And I'm just like, why don't we just let them off the hook? I think the neighborhood's fine. No one's complained.
Yeah.
We definitely got enough going on. There's woods back there.
Can I take one? Should I take one?
Go ahead. He's not going to notice. They have a truck full of trees.
I need another tree in my backyard.
Full of trees. They've been carting in trees on little like bobcat things. And I'm just like,
I like it.
I don't know.
Look at the guy just reading plans.
I think they've increased the trees in this area by 0.5%. Mm-hmm. There must be 400 or 500 trees here.
Okay. I'll tell you.
I bet they've planted 15 behind the houses where no one's even. You can't even access this area. You have to go behind someone's house and walk like 10 houses behind people's houses where you got no business being.
Right.
You're almost on their property, but not quite.
Right.
It's about the oxygen, John. It's about the oxygen.
In the room?
No.
I thought you meant I was talking too much.
No. No, that's why they need the trees. It's less about what it looks like and more about the oxygen. I don't know.
I asked the HOA president. He lives next door to me. Nice guy. Plays a saxophone.
This guy or this guy?
That guy.
This guy.
Plays a saxophone. Big Eddie fan, too. Most saxophone players are big Van Halen fans.
But that's another podcast.
My inner dialogue there was like, does he mean Van Halen? Is that or is this like some jazz musician I've never heard?
He's probably an Eddie Vedder fan as well. I don't know. He's that age. I'm like, what's going on? How many trees they're putting in? They're like, we have no information. They're just going to add trees. Which is like adding trees is a good thing.
Right.
Like trees are expensive. If I wanted to plant one of those trees on my property, there's no way that would be less than $500 for the tree and for them to come install it.
Probably. Depending on the tree.
Yeah. I mean, those are big trees. Like they're not planting little saplings. That's a 12-foot tree at least. No, that's more. That's got to be a 15-foot tree back there. You see that one I'm saying? With the mulch?
Sure.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I don't.
That's a 15-foot tree. I was just hauling Christmas trees last week.
Oh, no, that's a big
So
tree.
I got a good idea what a 10-foot tree is. That was the biggest one. That is 15 feet at least. And they dug a whole cart in there, do everything. It'd be at least $500, you know? You could probably chop that down, chop it into boards, sell it at Home Depot for $500.
You can see this dude. We live in the city of Franklin here.
Yes.
The city of Franklin is kind of a disaster right now. I have some friends that work in like land development, and stuff, and it's a nightmare. There's a lot. There's so many lots. People bought lots in 2020 and in 2021, sight unseen from California.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my gosh, we bought 10 acres. And we're going to build our dream home. We're going to sell. We have $2 million in equity in our house in California. We're going to sell our house.
Yeah.
And we're going to get there. And they got here and they moved here and they're renting a house. And then they decided to start building on the lot. And they go, and it didn't occur to them that there's no city services out there.
So you got to
and so they have to get a septic tank.
Yeah.
And then they get the land tested and they can build at maximum a 2-bedroom house.
Yeah, that happens.
And so now they've got all this land that they paid all this money for, and then everything tanked. Now they're upside down on a plot of land that they can't build on, and it's unfortunate. But
so speaking of tanked, do you know why they can only build a 2-bedroom? Like what they test for?
Yeah, they test
amount of poop.
They test how much poop you can put into the ground. and have
So-
it not disrupt things.
Yeah, so your septic tank
What a
allows
job.
the liquid, like the liquid comes out of your septic and is supposed to like go back into the soil. And so they're testing how many people. So they try to control. It's a weird de facto thing because they're like, well, then you can only build 2-bedroom. Because to them, they go, well, that would equate to only so many people.
This much poop.
We can't actually control, like we can't actually control how many people live in your house.
Right.
We can't control that. We can't
Right.
can't let you build a house and like give house.
But it's
permits, like,
unlikely that you're going to shove 10 people into a 2-bedroom house.
not with the demo around here. Anyway, so you know what I mean? They can't make you not have people,
Right.
but they can be like, yeah, you can't. You're not gonna.
Versus the thing is though, is you go into Murray County, they don't
Do
care.
whatever you want.
You do whatever you
do
want.
whatever you want.
You can do whatever you want.
When my church was building their church, my pastor was telling me all about this.
Yeah.
And how there's like a funny joke where like all the pastors know that no one poops on Sundays at church, but you can't tell that to the city. You know what I mean? So they're like, we have to build in all this capacity
I see.
for septic, but we never use it.
Right.
No one's dumping at church, not unless you have to.
You gotta wait.
You know, you're there for an hour. It's like I'm holding this. I was already up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then it's like they're like,
know.
we use like 30% of our septic.
There's been
of the capacity.
there's been days where I show up at 6 a.m. and I'm there till
No, of
noon.
course, of course, you're there.
Can't hold it that long.
Yeah.
Can't hold it that long.
But look, tell me you don't know the best bathroom, the private bathroom in the back. You know what I mean? That's like nestled away, right?
Yeah.
I know where to go.
I actually have a funny story. One time I
Please.
walked into the bathroom, not to do that, but just to go pee. And there was a guy sitting in a stall, and he had his phone, and he had the live stream of the sermon that was happening in the...
Wow. He knew he was
You
going
don't
to be
wanna
there
miss
a
it.
while.
And it was so loud. It was so loud. And I was like, man,
Wow.
how dedicated. He's like, man, I really got to slam right now, but I want to hear the rest
But the
of this.
second point is super important of the sermon. Yeah.
He didn't want to
You
miss
don't want to be lost when you get back in the room.
Right.
Where we know.
I don't think that guy made it back before the end of the sermon.
One of those. One of those situations.
Interesting. That's...
Uh,
well...
all right, so you have a game for us? Do you
I
want to play the game?
I got a game to play. Okay, I have a great game for us to play.
Okay.
And last week on the pod we talked about we're calling it the pod now. Last week on the pod we talked about
I think that's what it's always been called.
A casual.
yeah, it's just casual, It's kind of hip. Okay, so last week on the podcast we talked about guitars we would or would not play in church.
Right.
I knew this was going to be related.
So
I love it.
I've come up with a game
Oh.
where we will all decide whether we would or would not play this guitar in church.
I love it.
Hold
Okay.
on. Whether we would not play it.
Personally, would you
Okay.
or would you not play
So
it?
not the thing where we're like, would I allow this to be played?
I even
Would
want to
I
know
bring
that.
it?
Would you allow
Okay.
this?
I love this.
Because
Okay.
that's sort of an endorsement, right? If you would allow it,
They're different. How you
are
answer
they?
that?
Okay, I
the
understand.
answer
They're
is different.
Right.
Yeah.
Would you allow this? Like, I guess this game
Okay.
should be called "Should you play it in church?"
Right.
Okay. I'm
Right.
ready.
Should you play it in church?
Oh, we need like little jingles like the Tonight Show has for all of the segments.
That would be really good.
Yeah.
If this becomes a recurring segment, someone
let's
should
get the
we-
roots
Yeah.
in
we will-
here. Can we
We will
call,
have to do that.
Wow.
Can we call Questlove?
They seem expensive.
Okay, for you guys to see, I'm going to put it up here. For the people at home, it's going to be up on. They're going to see it on the screen right here.
Okay.
Purple Wolfgang Standard EVH, not too crazy.
Does that have
Would you play it in church? I think this is a relatively easy one.
Does that have a Floyd Rose on it?
It does.
I need to see the headstock.
That's funny, actually.
It's part of the guitar.
See the
oh,
headstock right there?
gosh.
Yeah, though the EVH headstocks are.
But would you even see this with no light, second row? You're behind some singers. You wouldn't even be able to see.
Okay, so the way we should do this though is that we should give a verdict and then like the top 2 reasons why or why not.
Yes. Let's do it. Okay.
Okay.
Would you play this in church?
Suze, I want you to go first.
I'm going to answer for the would I allow this because I
Yes.
think the answer is going to be no to all of these.
That
I would not play that in church. I mean, I'm not.
No. Would you allow it?
Yeah.
Should
As a
you play
music-
it? Okay. Wait, the game's should you play it in
Oh,
church?
okay. I'm going to say that's fine.
That's fine.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's within the threshold. Nothing really sticks out other than the color. The headstock is atrocious, but whatever.
Yeah. There's ugly people in church. Why not ugly guitar?
Sure, yeah.
It's ugly.
I really don't like. I don't like as a point. I don't like the EVH headstocks. I think they're
Agreed.
They're functional. They do the thing that they. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like they get the strings somewhat straight.
It's not
but
more than you need, and maybe that's not enough. Like it does enough, and that's not more than you need. Like that's
right.
It's very close to a headless. It's about as headless of a
and
headed.
it's actually
down.
angled. It's actually angled so that the string thing is straight.
Right.
Unlike a Gibson, which creates that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Angle.
It's more like a PRS. It's like the PRS vibe.
It's like utility, what you need, but it's not. Yeah.
It's
not
Aesthetically, it's not great.
I would say that that's fine. I also would not play that. I don't think I would play anything with a Floyd Rose at a church.
I played my strip stripe EVH one time.
Wow.
That was fun.
I think it's
With a
been
Floyd.
clear for a long time that you're in a different
Okay.
category.
Yeah.
So you would, Suze, you
I'm
could
good with
play
it,
it.
yeah.
Johnny, play
I'd say this one's okay.
I already have an offer in on this guitar. I may play it at church. So we'll see.
Wow. Real world
We'll see.
situation. Okay.
All right, next one. You
I'm
ready?
excited to play that guitar if you get it.
Absolutely, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to sell the stripe one and then maybe get this, and then that'll be like
When you sent
the
us
more
this,
subdued version.
you sent us the text of this, and you said, "I think I want this guitar," and I said, "I want you to own this guitar so that I can play it."
Okay, next one. Airline 59, kind of Tele Deluxe inspired.
Oh my gosh.
Kind of a weird shape here. Suze, when I first showed you this guitar, you said it looks like a kid drew
A kid
it.
drew that shape.
It does
like
look
a
like
mistake.
that.
Yeah.
It does.
Very
look like
straight, like
It's like they were
angles.
designing it in CAD, and then some glitch happened right before it went to the CNC machine, and then that's what came out. And they're like, actually kind of cool.
or like cubism, like art
Yeah.
or whatever it's called.
It looks like you splat a guitar body on the ground. and
That
it came out
actually,
there.
you know what? That's what it looks like. It looks like they went into CAD and they selected all of the radiuses and just drug them to zero.
Yeah.
Make all the radiuses less radiused.
Wow.
That's what it looks like.
I'm great with that guitar. Especially from a distance, like I don't even think you would really see the shape was that different from like a
True. Especially
know?
with black.
yeah.
It would really blend in a lot.
That
also-
one's actually more acceptable than the last one.
Can we
So-
also talk about the fact that the headstock on this guitar is the complete opposite of the last guitar?
Yeah, it's like way more.
Yeah.
Just way a lot of extra wood and
that.
stuff.
That headstock has a 5 head.
Okay, so three of us, we would play it in church, right? All right, would play it
I
in
would
church.
play that.
I would play it. I mean, it's obviously a
It's a
funny
unique-
shape. It's
Yeah.
unique. I mean,
Yeah,
that's the point of it, right?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Oh gosh.
Oh no.
The Eastwood California Rebel Tone
I need-
chambered
I need
body.
more.
Can we have
zoom.
a larger picture?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh my gosh.
The F hole is most of the body.
What
Yes.
kind of pickups are those?
They're just little single coils, almost like what you would find on like an old Vox.
Oh.
You know, like those Vox Bobcats.
It's still
and some
kind of hard to
those.
see.
Gosh, that is so ugly.
So it's just this white teardrop.
And
It's
is
like-
it physically small? Like, is it kind of junior?
It's a small
It's
body
mini?
for sure.
Okay.
I don't think it's a mini guitar though. I think it's full length. I
It
think it's a
looks
full,
like the
Actually, that
my
is cool.
gosh.
Like
and
the
it's got a
headstock's
classical headstock. Look, there's
Cool. Oh no!
Oh gosh. That's so
Hey, the picture of someone holding it moved it to a no.
it moved it to a no.
So
Yeah, I'm a no
the
on that one.
headstock to me is interesting.
Uh-huh.
It's
I actually
kind of
like
a
the
cool
headstock.
vibe, I guess.
Like a classical.
Yeah, it's like a classical guitar. That guitar,
Oh man.
man, they like put lots of different features of guitars into a blender and made it like has
I think
the
this
Jazzmaster bridge.
I think this might be like a recreation or inspired by an actual old like Vox teardrop. I don't know if they made something kind of similar or if this is really just a unique like let's mash things together. I think it might be. You're right because it has like Jazzmaster style switches right here.
Yeah.
A JM bridge. These are like Voxy pickups. They put all this wood here, classical. It just seems like let's put all the things that have never been together.
Right.
You know what it looks like? You know when you like like in the movies when serial killers write notes out of like letters.
Yes, all the
from
letters
a
are from
magazine.
different-
That's
It
how
does
they-
look like that.
That's how they
That's the
built that.
ransom
It does.
letter
That's
of
how they built that
of
guitar.
This
guitars.
guitar is kind of like just a mood board that was like mashed together. It's a cutout mood
They're
board.
like, and then someone made it, and they're like, "That's not. We didn't want that. We just this was the
it
vibe."
were
was something
ideas.
like that.
Yeah.
Yes, it was something like that.
That's my first no. I'm a no on that.
You're a no.
I don't think a person. The thing is, though, I would not play that ever.
Yes.
At all. I
Yes.
don't want to play that guitar, but it's not shocking enough to be like distracted. I think that it would be okay.
It's just ugly.
I think
Like,
if
it's just
someone
not-
else played
Yeah.
that guitar, I would be like, your taste in guitars is very bad.
It
But
would, to me, it's a little bit like if someone showed up with a really ugly, like old Ovation that was like in just like a dumb like green burst. You know, they would do like dumb colors, like
That'd be a no for me too. though.
like a green burst. You know, but it's like that might just be someone's first
Yeah.
guitar. Like someone might have given them that, and it's like it's just a. Oh yeah, well we have
Man, if
sunburst.
that's
Sometimes
someone-
they do it in blue. Sometimes they do it in red, and it's just like the green ones are just like, man, that's pretty dumb looking.
yeah,
you know,
I'm a no. I'm a no. On
maybe
that.
something that fit more in the '70s, like the green burst.
Go
was like
back to the
something
picture of the dude holding it.
The picture of the guy
That put it
holding
over the edge for me. Like, absolutely not.
It's way bigger than it seems.
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
Almost if
Okay.
it was smaller, it would have
Okay.
been better.
So
Maybe if you were, yeah.
we all hate it.
right.
Should we play it in church? Susie or no?
It's right on the borderline. I don't know. It's questionable.
Yeah.
We need a decision, John.
I'm gonna say no. I'm
thanks.
leaning no.
All right. I'm still gonna say I'm gonna still say yes out of principle, but I would judge you if you did. I think this is a person.
That's
of poor,
what I'm
it's a
saying.
person
That
of poor taste.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It's a person of poor taste. Here we go. A guitar I may buy. A guitar I'm going to buy, and I'll tell you why. Here is the Eastwood.
Is that a
Warren
mandolin on the
Ellis.
top?
It's a mandolin built on top. And I told Suze, when these come back in stock, which they're here now,
Gosh, that is so.
I'm going to get
Gosh.
one of these because I'm just going to teach myself the mandolin so that I can throw in mandolin parts. And I don't
but
have
you
to
could
switch
just
guitars.
get a mandolin.
But when would I switch it out? I need to be on the guitar. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know?
yeah.
That's distracting. Switching every verse. Chorus, verse, chorus, switching
People are like,
guitars.
did he break a string? Did he break a strap?
Uh-huh.
Also, you know what else could be distracting? The guitar on the stand. I did that in a live band.
Yeah.
It's always awkward. Where do you put that thing?
Where you
it always
walk
gets
up to
knocked
it?
over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had like a couple
Yeah.
songs that needed acoustic, and a dude would walk
Where
over.
you like walk up to it
Yeah,
and play
yeah.
it.
We would give him a mic over there, so he would like do the intro and the first verse, and then he would just like take, then he would just like stop playing. Band would come in, he'd stop playing, and he just switch.
I
to
feel
his
like that's
electric.
only something Metallica would do, right?
Yeah, I mean,
It's like they need to play an acoustic guitar on one part of one song.
You're right, but Musician's Friend surprisingly carries them and always has. And we bought several. You know
It's
what I mean?
so
Like
true.
it's available.
Oh my
So
gosh.
someone's doing it.
By the way, you said musician's friend.
Mm-hmm.
I have not thought about that.
I know.
In
Oh,
forever.
no.
Everyone's on Sweet
Wasn't
Water.
it guitar?
But I immediately, like the memory that came like flooding into my brain was me in 8th grade
with the catalog.
with the magazine.
Yeah.
Oh
That
my
was
gosh,
it.
when that magazine came, it was like
I remember the smell of it. Just like freshly printed. Like, oh, I love this. I was
Dude,
shopping.
Oh
For
my gosh,
sure.
I can't believe that.
For sure. Kids had all sorts of comic books and everything.
We had musician's friend magazine.
Yeah.
That catalog.
Was that Guitar Center? Were they together?
I think they're same owner. Yeah.
Okay.
I think yeah. I don't know if that was always the case, but I think they are
Still
now.
a viable option now. Can you shop there?
Sure. Musician's Friend is still very
still there,
popular.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna
They do
I'm gonna
Stupid
sign
Deal-
up for. I hope they send me catalogs.
They have a really
Yeah.
popular thing called Stupid Deal of the Day. They really do one
I've seen
thing.
those,
And
yeah.
it's, that gets shared around.
I'm a hard pass on that guitar. I think that
Should you play it in church?
I think no, you should not
No.
play that
Suze?
in church.
No, super
in it.
distracting and lame looking. Even like the angle of it's coming out
Yeah,
at an angle. I would
It's
rather
because
it be
actually,
like that one.
I know, but it's because mandolins are played more at an angle. Like that is like because they're small.
It's like for the
that's
player.
a technicality.
The sideways pickup, there's a lot wrong with that.
It's bad.
Well, if they didn't do the pickup that way, they'd have to invent a new pickup. That's probably a guitar pickup, and it's cheaper for them to just use one of their already existing guitar pickups.
But why don't they use a mandolin?
Why isn't
pickup?
it straight though?
Isn't there pickups
It's
for
a
mandolin?
guitar pickup, and if it were too wide, it would be much wider than the 4 strings. So by turning it, you make it less
that
wide.
guitar-
Oh, I
Does
see
that
what
make
you're
sense?
I
saying.
bet that guitar. I bet that mandolin sounds weird.
Also, I mean, technically, the reason it could be is that it would warm up the high strings.
I was gonna say, is it tone? But yeah,
but
it
they're
would be
using
too
a
big.
that's
standard
like a-
pickup, so I think it's also a
I
cost-cutting
think the
measure.
I think the high strings will be too warm
Because
and the low
they're-
strings will be too thin.
Their actual electric mandolin also has electric mandolin pickup. So I'm guessing it's cost cutting.
That's my question. Like, why
Yeah.
didn't they use an actual mandolin pickup for that?
So they make an electric mandolin.
They do make a little. And it has like a little telly style body, and it's pretty good looking.
Fender makes it, or
no,
Eastwood. Okay.
Eastwood makes a little one, and it has it's kind of a telly shaped body. And
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, that's a no for me.
Don't do that.
hard yes. I'll probably own this guitar by the end of the
I'm
year.
sensing a theme.
Hard yes.
Hard. This is a hard yes. Like to me, see to me this is it. I would never. I mean, we would allow a harp in church, and
A harp?
yeah, there's nothing. If imagine you never saw a harp, an actual harp. You know, we would just be like, "That's whoa, like cool." I don't know how would you respond to it. To me, there's nothing inherently ugly about this, other than obviously it's two things put together, like designed for this purpose. So if I saw this, to me, I'm just going, "Oh, that person also plays mandolin." And they have an instrument where they can play two instruments.
Okay, hold on.
You know what I'm saying?
Hold on a second.
I mean, have you ever seen a bass clarinet? Stupidest looking instrument I've ever seen in my life. I played one in high school. I wanted to kick my own ass. It was so dumb looking. And
That's a soundbite.
it's just, it's the completely stupidest looking thing. But they really did just take a clarinet.
Make it bigger.
Yeah, they didn't make it look. Saxophones look cool. They could have made it look cool. No, they literally took the clarinet look,
Right.
stretched it out into this long thing.
Right.
They made the bell small. It was like the dumbest looking saxophone weird thing.
Here's what I'm gonna say about this guitar.
Yeah.
We know, and when we first saw this, we said, "What is that? A mandolin on the top?" Because we know guitars. The average person is like, "What is that weird small thing?"
Sure.
On
They
the
might
top.
say, yeah, what is that? Is that a mini guitar or something?
Yeah, it looks
just
like,
looks weird.
and then you're gonna play it, and they're gonna be like, "Man, that's a really high pitched guitar. Why is it like that?" And maybe they'll pick it. I don't know. I don't
Right.
like that.
It makes your double neck look normal, like by comparison. It's like,
That's
at least that one's straight on.
Have you guys
know?
seen the episode of Family Guy where Peter finds out that he has a twin brother that's living on his neck? That's what that.
Yes,
That's what that
I couldn't place it, but that is totally it.
That's that guitar.
Oh my god! Wow! Please find that picture and put it on the screen right now.
his guitar.
That's what it is. Wow!
So, hard no for you guys.
Hard no.
Strong yes.
Especially
like I
after
said,
the
I'll
Family
own this,
Guy thing.
I'll own this by the end of the year. Here we go.
Oh my god.
Eastwood Moonsault MRG. It's someone thought, what
Wow.
shape is a guitar not? A crescent moon.
What shape
Yeah.
is a guitar? Not?
Now, where would you put your elbow? You think this is comfortable to play? How would you play it sitting
There's
down?
no way that
If
that's
you played it
comfortable.
sitting down, it would slide right off your
I
body.
think an ovation, right? You
I
remember
was
the
just
sliding?
gonna say,
Yeah.
I think an ovation would be more comfortable to
Yeah.
play sitting down
And
than
if,
that.
and if you played it like a classical in the middle, I think it would be so far this way.
I think
you
it
would, like, look at that thing.
It would also cut into your leg on the other side. Ugh,
They were too busy asking themselves
if they could.
if they could.
I'm actually impressed though because so this apparently was a guitar from 1982 that they've brought back. They sell it with a regular gig bag, and look how obtuse the gig bag is being stretched. Can you see? Can you see how the gig bag is being stretched?
It's empty on the other side.
They should have just taken a picture of an empty gig bag. Oh my gosh.
Large control cavity.
Oh my gosh, I
no.
do
on the
not
back.
like that.
No,
I think
Oh, is that last one a picture of someone holding it? It's like a video. Good lens. Okay, this might shock you. It's not the worst one I've seen today.
it's not the
There's
worst.
part of it I like.
Trust me, Suze, I've saved the best stuff for last.
Okay.
yeah. I know. I see
Yeah.
more tabs over there. We're only getting if this is halfway through.
I'm gonna say no on this, but it's the closest to on the line
Oh wow.
that there has been.
That's
Yeah.
really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would much rather see a weird mandolin double neck than this thing.
Oh, interesting.
See, I very much agree. And guys, I'm even going to say no to this.
Yeah, this
wow.
This guitar,
This
and
is
I'm
a
going to tell
no.
you why. Look, if someone said to me, I just think if I was in charge at a church, if I'm leading the band,
Yeah.
whatever, on staff, not on staff, whatever, right? And they're like, or even if they said, "Why is this guy playing this weird guitar? What do you think?" If I genuinely got from that person that they were like, "I just think this is awesome," then I'd be like, "All right, okay."
I just don't agree, but
I'm not
fine.
going to choose.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to choose the fight of like, "Hey, dude, you." That is ridiculous, and the
Yeah.
fact that you like it is ridiculous. I wouldn't want to do that to the person
Yeah.
who's like on the team, so I
It's
would
like
let
hurtful.
it go. But It's a no.
But
it's
a
a
person
no.
It's a
should
no
not,
for sure.
Because
Yeah.
it seems like it's just dumb.
It's for the.
There's no purpose.
It's weird for the sake of weird. I'm trying to think of a scenario in which anyone should play that guitar.
well, maybe if you're like a real eccentric.
no,
No.
that guitar is stupid and ugly.
I could see a band,
I
a
can't.
chick surf band. Then they all dress kind of retro.
I'm actually with you on that.
Like imagine a Jetsons band, so it's kind of 50s retro, but it's kind of futuristic. So it's 50. It's like Tomorrowland. Maybe they're called the Tomorrowlands. They do a high harmony. Lead singer plays the bass. She plays like a teal.
It doesn't have to be this long to explain his point.
She plays like a teal kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it's actually the shape of a spaceship, and then the
What are we doing?
I
real
don't
high
know.
boots.
I'm just waiting for
you know
it
what I'm
to
saying.
be.
Someone
and then
out
this is
there-
a guitar player. I'd go.
Can someone out
There
there,
you go. That's
please
the-
draw what he just
That's the
described?
guitar
and
for
send
the
it to us?
Tomorrowland.
After this podcast, I'm actually going to watch that video of that guy playing it. I want to see it like in action.
Yeah.
What if it sounds
If you-
really good?
Let me throw it this way.
It's like a Les Paul.
How do you add a Bigsby to that?
Oh, you've got room.
Oh, lots. You could add
Would
two
it be
probably.
rough, kind of like on the shape of it though? Like
Guys,
as it
you could
attaches?
fit a mandolin the opposite way and add no body. You wouldn't even need any more room. I think you could just put a mandolin right there.
Wow. It's like growing on me the more I look at it. Now it
if
seems
you-
normal.
If you had this guitar and you happen to play left-handed mandolin, you could just switch over real
Happen
quick.
to play left-handed mandolin.
See, I think this guitar, I'll tell you who it's appropriate for. If you're in the type of band that you also have platform shoes with a goldfish in the heel. Like
yeah,
they're,
like
they're
if
that
Gene
thick
Simmons
and big
or Paul
and a
Stanley
there you
played
go.
this guitar, it
Yeah.
would make perfect sense.
Yeah.
I guess you're
All
right.
right. I'm
All
ready
right,
for the
so-
next one.
So we're all a no.
Yeah, no.
We're all a
Yeah,
no.
don't play that at church, please.
We're all a no. But it is growing on me.
It's not growing on me.
Here we go. The Jackson Pro Pile of Skulls. This is called the Pile of Skulls.
Yeah.
I don't know if we need to see anyone holding it, but
No.
you know, I actually think the headstock makes it more appropriate. It just
wow.
features a pile of skulls. Not the most realistic skulls, by the way.
Cartoony skulls.
They look cool though. It's like a tattoo.
It is. It's that amount of realism. Like if you went to a tattoo artist who doesn't specialize in realism.
The inlays are also something else. Is that a standard Jackson inlay?
It is. They have those are from the Soloist. I think
Are those the
called
reverse triangle ones?
Yeah, with
Like a
this
little slope down.
This body has some weird, like when you look at the geometry here.
Oh, yeah.
There's some weird. You see that?
Yeah.
Which is like kind of cool, but
The shape is a yes for me. The picture of the skulls makes it a no.
Yeah, the skulls, and again, the Floyd Rose. I think Floyd Rose at church is too much.
Interesting.
That's my...
What if
I'm
you don't
okay
use
with
it?
the
What if it's
Floyd.
just sitting there?
I think that even works.
Just being present makes it wrong.
Yeah.
Huh.
I think it's the wrong... Because I think you're signaling that you don't want to be there. You want to be...
Oh, wow.
You want to be in an 80s metal band.
what about Petra? They have play Floyd's, and they were the Christian
Yeah.
metal. Like they started the entire.
Yeah, but they don't... No.
So
Who's
what if
the
you're
other group? Like Tourniquet, Floyd's Christian stuff. Who was the big group, metal group that ever?
Striper.
Striper. Floyd's everywhere.
My band played with Michael Sweet one
Floyd
time.
City, Christian band.
Hey, my opinions are my opinions.
You know who played also on all those old Smitty
that should be a
records?
theme of this whole
Who's the guy who played on all those old Smitty records?
Dan Huff?
Yes. Dan Huff, Floyd's. He had the long hair and the Floyd on every guitar in the 80s.
Hey,
and he played on all. He's
Okay,
on. What's
okay,
that
but we're
song?
not-
What's that big one?
Hold on. We're not in the 80s anymore.
Interesting.
And you said church. We're not talking about like
Yeah, I'm not
I
talking...
know, but I'm saying
bands.
that's on Smitty's record.
Yeah,
like,
but
that's
Striper wasn't playing at church.
Not worship.
Well, they weren't playing...
Smitty is work.
not
No,
the stuff Dan Huff played on.
It's not worship.
No, that stuff is not...
Oh,
He didn't play anything later.
I don't think so.
Well, let me just say this. I
Stu
know.
G did, right?
I know that
Yeah.
Stu. No, I know that Stu is still playing that
Okay,
Dan Huff
let me
stuff.
ask
So
you
they're
this.
playing some of that stuff on tour.
Let me ask
Oh,
you
that's
this.
a
Would Stu
stretch.
G play that guitar?
I was thinking some of it was Christian. Was it? I mean, no, I would never play his guitar. It's a no for me.
I
What are you even talking about?
But even
Well,
without
no,
the
we're
paint
talking
job.
about Floyd Rose, yes or no? I think a
know.
Floyd Rose is
Totally.
okay,
That's
like
true.
just in and of itself.
I
This
think
gu-
that
this
that
guitar is a
guitar.
no.
I think that guitar with or without the
If
paint
you
job.
delete the skulls, are you guys a yes?
No.
No, I don't like it. without the skulls.
Okay.
I don't like it with the skulls, but I would rather just an Explorer. To me, that's a cool guitar. This,
But like the other thing that
this
kills
is
it,
worse than an
the other
Explorer.
thing that kills it for me though is the inlays and the headstock. That is like that
Yeah.
that's a Jackson.
I could see a kid having that guitar if it was all black. A kid, he's 16 years old. He has that guitar. He goes, I want to play at church. He brings it to church and auditions on it. Can I play this guitar?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would
and
be like, sure, man. Like,
Yeah,
that
sure.
doesn't.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at on that guitar.
So
It's
you're
like-
saying someone not mature enough to have the self-awareness that what they're doing is incorrect.
No, he
It's
likes it for
okay.
the reasons that he likes it, which are legit.
Like I said with the Moon guitar. If someone
But
really
I-
liked
but
it, I
if,
would
if
want
that
to.
same 16-year-old kid had that guitar with a mandolin, I would be like, "Thanks, welcome to the team. Play another guitar."
Yeah, but dude, you wouldn't
You know?
say that if he was an absolute like child prodigy and he could tear it up on the guitar and then he could switch to the mandolin and actually play like mandolin parts. We'd all be like, this dude's amazing. Like
Interesting.
if Andy, who's the guy who played with Andy? He does the woodshed thing. Andy, what's his name? He's sponsored by Sir.
Timmons.
No, Andy. He played with Life Is a Highway. He did that whole band, a bunch of that stuff. Andy, whatever. He's big on YouTube. He's an originally a mandolin player. He absolute incredible player in Nashville's on a bunch of records. So if you ever see him on his channel, he picks up a mandolin and just
Look, I'm not saying
like if he had that guitar and he's playing, I'm going, you're a musician.
You leave
Hands
him
off.
alone.
Like
I don't know.
do your
I think
thing,
we're-
bro.
I don't know. I think we're just I don't know. We have different. Yeah,
What do you think about this one?
That one's a no.
with or without the paint job. No.
Okay, no. All right, let's move
All right,
on.
next.
This is Suze. This is something called. Here we go. Sorry, I had the wrong one.
Oh, there's a lot of
Suze,
them.
did you know there's a guitar called a bitch? It's called the BC Rich Bitch, and it is an old one. I have never owned one
Rich
of these.
bitch.
BC Rich Bitch, and
love
these
that.
guitars also sometimes you'll find 10-string versions, which is kind of unique. They didn't put it's a 12-string, but they took the two bottom octaves off so that they could play open, harder, do, and it would still be tight. They wouldn't have the 12-string sound, but then they could have the octave sound up higher. And what they would actually do is put the tuners down here for the other 4 strings. So there'd be, this one doesn't have it. I had an old Mockingbird like this, but these guitars go for a lot of money these
That
days.
one's $6,600.
Yeah, this is an old 84.
Well, it's a 1984.
Yeah. But look at all
BC
the
Rich-
switches.
Oh.
Look at this shape.
I mean,
Like,
look.
what is
So
that? Like,
so BC Rich was that when you were saying like the 16-year-old kid walks into the guitar store. I was that kid.
yeah.
And BC Rich had those plexiglass guitars. Remember those? The
Yes.
green ones that were like
I
see-through.
should have found that.
Any
And
clear guitars, I'm out on. Just to throw that in there. Keep going.
but yeah, BC Rich was always like, I don't know. That's just an instrument that's
By the time we got there, though,
That's
they
not
were
for
they were
church.
cheap imports, more metal stuff. When Slash picked up a Mockingbird, these
Yeah.
were super high quality, all maple made. They had weird stuff, of course.
Yeah.
But they were like I had a Mockingbird. It weighed half of the Earth's mass.
so
It-
those see-through guitars. I played them.
yeah,
Those things were heavy too.
yeah, probably
oh my gosh,
old acrylic or whatever.
so much.
I remember seeing those when I was first starting guitar.
Yeah. Can you go back to your search page?
I just closed it.
Oh, there was a double neck one of these.
Yeah, there's a lot. Here, I'll just search for it.
Can we get a verdict before you do that? I'm a no on this one.
Oh, for
the
sure,
shape, the
no.
color, a lot of it.
The
price, good lands.
But I mean, there's cheap ones, and there are a lot of.
That guy's holding one.
So you look at this double neck, and they put the like with the.
Oh no!
goodness,
I mean, this is one of the ugliest guitars I've ever seen.
that's really bad.
It's shocking to me that these guitars were made and purchased, but they're available in Reverb today. Like this is
You
a
can
listing.
own one.
That's
You can
nuts.
Right now.
Wow.
Oh,
No.
See, here's the
None
perfect,
of the colors are good.
Here's the 10 string. See that bottom? There's actual tuners on the bottom.
I don't want to. I don't want that.
what are all these knobs?
It's a bunch of mid cuts and out of phase, in phase.
Look at how many switches and knobs this guitar has.
Yeah, yeah.
It has a rotary switch, a pickup selector,
Yeah.
2 knobs.
Imagine if someone brought that into your shop and said, "Hey, can you change out the wiring on this?"
I'd be like, oh man.
Okay, so we're pretty
You're
much
like-
all a no.
That's
I'm
a
not
no.
even. I'm not playing this.
Oh, no.
I'm not. You shouldn't do it at church.
Not good.
Here's a one.
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
Guy brings in a normal looking strap, but he's got the little pinup girl. By today's standards, it's
Yeah.
not that risque. It was then. You can't ask him to cover it up because he's like,
It's on the front of the guitar.
And he's like, no, you don't understand. This is a 59 Esquire.
Right.
Like this was,
Oh,
I bought this.
it's
I'm
like
an old
valuable.
guy. I bought this way
Right.
back, or my dad bought this. I can't touch this thing,
Yeah.
you know, but this is what I play.
I thought this guitar was listed for $50, but I see that it's just the pick guard.
It's just a pick guard.
It's $50.
Oh,
means
that's
we-
what's for sale. I
Which
see.
means we could put this on the $40 strap and only
the
double its price.
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously not. But I think that no, there's no way. Here's my thought. My thought process was like, if it was an old guy and he had a similar tattoo
Yeah.
on his body,
Would you say no?
already?
Right.
Right? Would you be like, no, you can't play here. You have a pinup girl tattooed on your arm, and we can see it sometimes.
Right.
You probably wouldn't. You probably would allow that. This is, I don't know, but I don't think that that's appropriate.
Would we? I mean, I guess in this case we just buy him an extra pick guard. But imagine it's on the body or whatever. It's just on the guitar. Could be painted. Could be a sticker. Whatever.
A
lot of these old ones are like decals.
It's distracting for sure. And
I mean, I would never ask a
is,
person
yeah.
if I was a music director at a church and someone came in, I would not ask them to alter the guitar.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
I would just give them one of my guitars and
Yeah.
say, just play this today.
Are you
if
cool with
can.
this?
What if it was just a picture of an apostle like Jesus, but is that equally distracting because you can't really see it from far away?
I think any likeness of a person or
Oh, see,
know.
I think like
imagine it's Jesus.
like
Like
an
it would be on a
icon,
candle.
like the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
icon style. I think that would be fine.
Yeah.
interesting.
So I'm gonna. Here's what I'm gonna say. Similar to if the guy's got the whole look like the tattoo.
Yeah.
And if he has like one of those button-up shirts that has like flames and he goes to blues jams, I'm going to go overall, this is his whole aesthetic.
Yeah.
And I think people are just going to go, that's who that guy is.
That guy probably has dice for knobs.
Yes,
too.
exactly. If he has that stuff, like
Nailed
if it's
it.
the full look,
Yeah.
you know, he's got the little chain and the white and black shoes, then I'm going, that's that guy's deal. That's that guy's thing. And now he's saved and now he plays in church.
Right.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Let's go. You know what I mean? Like,
So the person playing it makes the guitar appropriate or not appropriate.
For sure.
yeah, I think so. It's
Yeah,
about,
that's your like 16-year-old kid example.
there's a good thing about sincerity
It's
too.
different.
Like the moon thing. If
The
someone,
guy's
The
sincere
same
about
argument I made, I think, for anyone. I just like this guitar. This is my thing. It's like, well, again, I don't
it. If
agree.
you're sincere,
well, I wouldn't let the skull guy do it. If the skull guy's like, this is my thing, I'd be like, let's talk about your
Even
thing.
with the tats and
Jesus.
everything.
I think
Yeah.
your
Let's talk
thing-
about your thing
I
and
think
dying
your-
and stuff. Like, let's talk about what your
I think
thing
your
is.
thing directly contradicts what our thing
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, but the guy who has this, I kind of feel like he's just really into stand-up bass and jukeboxes.
Yeah.
And this is sort of something that goes along with that aesthetic.
So are you a yes or no?
If it was vintage, yes. If it was like, if he put this on a Squire and it was just part of his
Like
look,
last week.
I'd be like, hey, bro,
Yeah.
do you think
Interesting.
we're sending the right message maybe to
A guy at the church I used to play at with you, he had a pinup girl on the back of his guitar,
I'm okay with that.
and it was fine. He would show me. He's like, hey.
Yeah, look at that.
I was like, wow, interesting. He bought it that way.
You know,
I don't know.
There's this. Go ahead.
That's
I know.
This is
It's
hard.
like,
my gut reaction is no. That's not appropriate.
I'm
The
a
same
no.
way. Okay, listen. Okay, if a singer showed up to sing wearing anything remotely resembling that,
okay, let me just tell you.
That's a good point.
I was just about to say,
Yeah.
I think the standard of decency and modesty in some places is so low that actually an outfit not too dissimilar from this would fly.
right? Like if
Because we're
a
really just talking about shorts and a little bit
yes,
of midriff.
if a girl
and
showed
I see
up,
both of those things in church.
if a girl showed up to sing, and I'm not trying to cause
Yes.
problems here,
yes.
but if a girl showed up to sing wearing shorts that showed her whole thigh, I'd be like, look, whether you're meaning to or not, this is too distracting.
Yeah,
You know?
I don't disagree with you.
For
This
that reason,
outfit would-
that's my gut reaction.
this outfit would not work.
I feel like on
But-
a real person that outfit
yeah,
would not work.
But I see both of these things in people just attending church. Sometimes they're younger girls. You know, sometimes, you know, you get like teenage girls and they, for whatever reason, show up with like midriff exposed and they're just like, hello.
Yeah,
And it's like, and no one really cares. On an adult, we'd be like, that's quite a statement. You know what I mean? We'd be like, oh, that's seems very intentional. But you know, you know, 14,
Especially
15,
if she was
16.
wearing a sailor hat like that.
Yeah, well, obviously this outfit
The
would
whole
not work.
outfit?
This outfit would not work. Okay, I'm gonna say no, like I said, unless it's vintage and the guy's like, dude, this is my whatever. I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
And then I'd be like, light guy, can we take the light off him? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you play in the dark?
Okay, here we go. This 6-foot animatronic Grim Reaper. Maybe you don't have a bass player. Maybe you want to put it in the tracks, but you need someone to stand in because the stage can't. You don't want to have an empty spot on the stage and look a little lopsided.
He can't even get through the whole thing.
You know what I'm saying? Like, have you ever not had a bassist or not had someone not show up? It throws off the lighting. The light guy's like, I can't redo the lighting. It's pre-automated. You want me to redo all the light? No, so we got to put someone in there.
So this is not about the guitar?
This 6-foot animatronic.
It's
Well, the
about
guitar's
the-
included. Hang on. Do you want to see some more photos?
What's for sale?
It is the
whole
6-foot
thing.
animatronic
No
Grim
guitars
Reaper
included?
Bluetooth. No, he has the guitar, I think, included. I think he's.
Oh, the whole thing is $829.
It's a yard prop, it says.
I see.
Man, how do I not have this for my yard for
I
Halloween?
know. I think you should have that.
There's a buy it now button.
That's a steep price for that.
It is. That's, yeah.
That
But
looks
look
like
at
something
that.
you would buy at Home Depot.
You add some lights.
I know. All right, next.
Do we have to answer to get
This
the next
isn't a
picture?
guitar.
There's no guitar.
This isn't.
There's a guitar.
You
No,
can't
there.
plug
that's
it in.
no. But this
Okay.
is like, yeah.
So it's a no.
That's obviously a no.
All right. Last but not least, this is
That's the one.
Wow.
I've sent this.
this
to
is
you
the
before.
inspired
Yeah.
by. This
Yeah.
is the George Lynch inspired by.
Is this
thing.
one glow in the dark?
It's not.
Oh,
What I like about this is this skeleton man seems to be playing his own body like a guitar.
Yeah, I saw his hand on the neck up there.
He's clearly has a broken
He's
neck
playing his
or
own
something.
body.
He's got hands.
but he was also impaled by another.
yes, by an arm or something.
That's someone's
A
like,
leg, I think.
It's like a femur.
I mean, he's not having a good day.
Is
Oh,
that
that's
the
a
bass?
bass.
This was the bass. Yes.
Wow, John Jinx.
Yeah, this is
What's the cost on this?
We just figured it out together.
this is a bass. This is only $1,800
Huh, it's a good deal.
for the George Lynch.
It's a good deal.
You know, now some things that maybe in this favor. This is actually carved wood.
Yeah.
Like
that's
someone
kinda cool.
carved this.
Yeah.
Look, as an art piece and a guitar. Oh gosh,
Oh wow,
it's cool.
That is cool.
Yeah,
it's cool, man.
someone really took a lot of time with this.
I would
This is mounted at an angle, by the way.
I would own that, but I would never take it anywhere.
So Hembry is the brand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Reverse headstock. I'm not into reverse headstock.
That does it for me. No, now I'm going to say no. I was going to say yes, but once I saw the reverse headstock,
It's impressive, but I'm a no.
yeah,
Yeah.
impressive.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm also a no.
Yeah, you can't play that.
So
That
you
was
know
really
what?
fun.
There was
Thank you for
there was a
doing
good amount of consensus on some of these.
Yeah,
Lots
you know?
of no's.
Mostly no's. I mean, you know.
I think in general, I'm open to almost all colors and shapes, but symbols that could be viewed as having to do with the occult, I do tend to shy away from.
Yeah. Anything overtly sexual, overtly occultish.
Or evil. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Can I add a guitar and John adds a guitar to the end of this game? Can you just type in something I say and
Sure,
something he says?
sure, absolutely.
Mine is Gibson Lime Green Acoustic. I think it's a J45, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I remember when they
is.
made this.
Yeah.
I'm saying like your worship leader is holding.
Ugh.
Oh gosh, all those
Look
are
at
bad.
all-
Hang on, I'm sorry. I honestly
Okay, it
thought
may-
they made
it may
so
be a
few
Google
lime
search.
greens, but it turns
Maybe
out
green. I don't know. If it
I
was
have
lime.
to specify that it's the acoustic. I know what you're talking about. They just might
Okay.
not have any for sale.
Yeah, maybe it's just a quick Google search. So if your worship leader is playing this guitar, that's my question. Like a guest worship leader. He's like, hey, you cool if I play this?
There's probably none for sale.
Yeah. This was the talk of the town when it came out. Because it was expensive, right? Wasn't it like $5,000?
Yes, it was like a custom. It was that lime one. I can't remember. Is it this emerald green?
It was not that, but that
this is equally.
That's equally. I'm like, good lands.
Look, if you're in a high-end Irish tribute band, like an Irish, folk band, this might be absolutely perfect. Somebody,
but for
like
church, like the game,
there's a customer for everything.
That's not good.
A guy comes in, wants to play that. Are you in or out?
I'm out.
Out on that.
Here it is. You're talking about this, the olive green.
No.
See, I'm like olive green. is
No,
kinda
this
cool.
one was like highlighter green. It was.
I'm surprised you can't find it easily. It's like it was on the Gibson's
2021.
website.
This? No, that's
That's
also-
pretty
That looks
bad.
like it.
Yeah. Oh, neon green. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. And the neon
J45.
green.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my
Yep.
gosh.
Oof. Sold. Someone bought that. Ugh.
I don't know, man.
I'm out.
It's like, why are they choosing to play that?
I'm out.
Are you trying? You're trying to be, make a statement or something.
Yeah.
Where are you at, John?
Young and Free has done a couple records where I could imagine you go see them live. They could have something nuts like this. You know what I mean? They're doing the light show and everything. But I agree with you. I'm not pulling this out. Unless it's like a real, you know what I mean? Unless it's like a real, like, for a purpose. To me, this is so ugly.
You're saying you could fit it in, but you wouldn't want to.
I was just thinking, who would want this? And I'm
Now,
thinking,
okay.
maybe Young and Free, when they had a couple records that were really like,
Kind of Coldplay, like lots of colors and like.
I mean, some of them were all keyboard, it seemed like. I'm not even sure what the acoustic was doing, but if you had to wear an acoustic guitar, maybe you'd wear this one and you'd jump around. They had lights and everything going. It was a show, right?
Okay, what if it wasn't the leader, but it was just the acoustic guitar player standing in the back? Somewhere?
Then I'm like, bro, you're hardly even on this team. You're the kicker on the football team here.
Wow.
You're not even. You're the guy. You know
You
what I
were
mean?
on thin ice.
Yeah,
Now
come on.
you're
You were
off.
already on thin ice.
Get out of here.
You're
with
playing
this guitar.
You're like, yeah. You're second string on the kicking response line. Like, this is what you choose to bring. Like,
so
not
sad.
smart, man.
Yeah,
That's what I'm thinking.
it's true.
All right, you have a guitar to add. I don't want to put you on the spot, but I was thinking about that guitar.
No, that's we mentioned it last time. All right, I mean, the only thing I don't have anything.
All right.
Suze, I just want to get your take on this acrylic BC Rich.
That first one. Look at that. Ooh. It's real bad.
Yeah, see through.
What's great is you'd be able to see the belt that the player has on.
Yeah.
You'd be able to see if there's buckle rash on the back of the guitar.
There's a couple like I've seen Foo Fighters play those, right?
Mm-hmm.
Clear guitars.
Travis B. So
but-
you might be thinking of two. There was a high-end guy in the 70s.
Yeah, those were cool though.
Yeah, those were kind of cool.
They made basses too.
Yeah. Is it Travis Bean? These were actually, he was like the first one. Yeah, Travis Bean. And they made their own pickups and they were this shape. Do you
Yep.
remember ever see these guys?
Yep.
I don't think I did.
That's the one that Dave Grohl played.
Yeah. And then they did make, I think they were some of the first people to do like, they basically just took their guitar they made out of wood and they were like, what if we did this out of acrylic?
Yeah.
And then they put a wood pick guard on it and it became kind of pretty iconic.
Yeah.
But they literally did it in clear.
Huh?
Let me try to find it.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of cool. And
That's
they had the headstock. It's like a classical headstock, but it's the T headstock.
Yep.
It's actually a unique.
You're out on that though. Clear guitars.
Yeah. That's not cool.
Let me see if we can change your mind here.
Are you not? Are you in on a clear guitar?
Let's wait till we see this one. Just search for the one with that Dave Grohl was playing. Dave Grohl clear guitar.
Here, I think I found here. Here we go. I'll look for that too. But it's this.
That one. Yeah.
This became like a pretty
Yeah.
popular.
Kind of like
design.
a PRS, but clear.
People would pull them out.
What is that red one on the top row there?
And look, the headstocks are like this. It has like a T.
Yeah.
Wow.
They do this T shape.
Man, that's ugly.
They also had a version of this guitar
Oh, gosh.
with a slidable pickup. This pickup was on a track, and you could slide the entire pickup to the neck or the bridge or the middle.
No, man. I'm
No,
out.
not
I think
into it?
I think clear guitars are
Look at this.
no go.
Lucite guitar, you can actually pop in a new pickup, take it out, install it on a block.
I mean, that's cool for like testing purposes.
Okay, so last thing, we'll look at the Dave Grohl one. Let's see, because Stu's is a big Dave Grohl fan. Let's see if we can. If Dave Grohl's influence
He's not playing
will
in
change.
church anytime soon.
True.
Probably not.
What do you think, Suze?
I barely see it, but
It kind of works in some of these contexts. Like
He played
that wasn't
it
a clear guitar joke. I just can't see it.
Oh, there we go.
That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, when he did it. Yeah.
okay, hot take.
Hot take. Let's hear it.
Could Kurt have made?
Kurt Cobain?
Could Kurt have made half the music Dave has ended up making?
Oh, wow. We took a left turn.
We're not talking about this guitar.
We're not talking about guitars at all anymore. Well, the way I always said it was what happened to Nirvana and Kurt Cobain was a tragedy. Mm-hmm. But it did give us the Foo Fighters. And Nirvana's Nevermind was revolutionary and excellent, right? But their later stuff was not as good. Mm-hmm. They were already on the decline, right? Mm-hmm. And then Foo Fighters, like, they just took off and kept, you know what I mean?
But I think of a band like Weezer, Blue Album, everyone went, oh, wow, incredible. Weezer, these kids, they're 19. They wrote this record, you know? Similar time. I think 93 Weezer wrote Blue or something like that. The next album, Pinkerton, a lot of diehard fans liked it. It was not as successful. There wasn't as many hits at all. Mm-hmm. It was like you kind of had to. It was like, oh, you're cool if you like El Scorcho and if you like that Pinkerton record. And it was like all the real cool kids were like, I like Pinkerton's my favorite record. Even still, I like Pinkerton's my favorite record. And I think like, okay, so then I know what you think about 5 other Weezer records because the next record they kind of went back to the sound of Blue. Like Green really is like older versions of them. Kind of making like the record that you would have thought followed Blue. Poppy melodies again, a lot more melody on guitar. Mm-hmm. Whereas, you know, Pinkerton's like just weirder, like, you know.
So you're saying that had Nirvana kept going,
like,
they may have turned the corner again.
Yeah, like
no.
At some point you get older. Like I think of Weezer right now and the stuff they put out, like Maladroit and Hurley, the Red Album. The covers, and I think at some point you do just get old enough that you're actually, I don't think they're really concerned if the records are that successful. They're at the point where they just make records every couple of years. They kind of make what they want. The Weezer fans will buy it. They're not really trying to have, I don't think they're looking for another Island in the Sun. They'd be very happy if it happened.
Right.
But you know, another song that just takes off. I think they're just making cool, and musically I think that's amazing because like I think Maladroit is like, in some way, like, or Make Believe is like one of my favorite Weezer records because it's super poppy, super catchy, and but they're like well established by that time.
Yeah. So no, I don't think.
I mean, that's a fair point.
I don't think Nirvana. I don't think Kurt Cobain. Because look, maybe like the best version of him that was like really dedicated to writing the best music possible. He like very publicly didn't want to be famous. He didn't want to be. He didn't like the fame that Nirvana was having. He didn't want that. So,
do you think?
I think that he wouldn't have done that.
Right.
You know?
So Nirvana might have just stopped anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe he would have taken a couple of years off.
Yeah, maybe he would have taken a couple of years off and maybe would have gotten the Foo Fighters anyway.
And maybe we would have been like he would have been like the Eddie Murphy or Jerry Seinfeld, where they just like they're at the top and they just go like, I'm done. And then they kind of never really truly come back. Like Jerry did some movies, but he once he was done with Seinfeld, he was never going to go back and do television.
Right.
You know, he's done. I mean,
he's done a few things, but
not a comedy show like that, not a sitcom. And he's done, you know, I think the Bee Movie was his first big movie. But you know, like it's different stuff. It's like a different category of stuff, like an animated movie. Okay, that's fine, but it's not.
Have you guys watched the Bee Movie? By
We've
the
seen
way,
it several times.
Yeah. It's
really funny,
wild. It's actually.
I think I liked it more than my kids did.
I saw a YouTube video. Have you ever seen this category of videos where it's the B movie, but every time they say the word B, it increases the
speeds
speed
up.
by 5%?
I have seen that.
And by the end, it's just...
Dude, they do it for everything. Let it go. Every time they say go,
That's
it
so
gets
great.
faster and faster and faster.
The whole movie's like 8 minutes.
Yeah. I saw one of a guy on Twitch playing drums, and he was playing the song Master of Puppets, and every time he said the word master, it sped up, and he was playing drums to it.
And he
It was really funny
That's
to watch.
very challenging.
Wow.
It was funny to watch. Anyway, go on.
So, question though about this. So maybe Foo Fighters wouldn't have been what it is or as great or whatever. But would Hole have been a good band?
The podcast is over.